Hello viewers, it's me again, working through these Python problems. Today we're going to knock out 3 of them because they should be pretty quick. If you look at it, they're all labeled easy, so this shouldn't be too much of a challenge. Of course, I don't know Python, so that's an added level of complexity. But for this first one, we have a data frame, and it wants to make a new column named bonus that contains the doubled value of salary. So here's salary. So I actually figured this one out just by guessing because I'm starting to get the feel of Python, and apparently Python doesn't really want you to think too hard. Some stuff should be intuitive. So what I did was I took the data frame name employees, and then I said, hey, we want a new column, let's just make a new column. So I just made a new column. And what's that new column equal to? Well, I grabbed what's it equal to? It's equal to our data frame, and then I grab, better do that right, then I grab the salary column, which from my previous video, you might remember, returns a series. So then I'm thinking, well, I just multiply it by 2, and it should multiply everything in that series by 2 and put it into bonus, and then we'll be done. So let's see if that's true. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's run it to test it, and it's accepted. Worked just as I expected. And then let's submit it just to see how awesome we are compared to the other wannabes. Not that awesome, but good enough, right? Okay, so that was simply adding a new column and adding a value to that column, which is double of another column. So let's move on to the next one, which is dropping duplicate rows. Now, in this one, there's some duplicate rows based on the email column. So here's our email column. We see there's 2 Johns here. So we want to delete any rows. Write a solution to remove these duplicate rows and keep only the first occurrence. I think when you use this function method I'm about to show you, it by default deletes the first occurrence. So honestly, I couldn't solve this one without looking up documentation because I just didn't know the name of the method. I could have guessed all day and not get it. So I'm going to say that data frame no dupes equals, and here's the method. It's the customer's data frame that was given to us. Then drop duplicates, which, in hindsight makes a lot of sense. So if we were to leave it like that, you'd be like, cool, so easy. But if I run it, we'll see that it's not so easy because this doesn't give us the right answer. You see, because these 2 might have been duplicates, these 2 John emails, but the rest of the row was unique. And so if you want to delete a row based only on one field, or probably more than one field, but in this case we're just doing one field, we use the subset parameter. Another thing I had to look up because how would I know that? And subset of what? Subset of email. And do I have enough parentheses? Yes. So now if I try to run it, it's going to say any duplicates in the email column, and that was accepted, and we can submit that. I don't know how you could be any quicker, but some people were quicker. I don't know what that means. Maybe the computer they were testing on is running slow that day, because that's how much better can you do? Well, I guess you could just return this, right? Skip a step. Let's see, 386. So let's run it with this new strategy. That's even worse. So anyway, let's move on. Let's knock out one more. Drop missing data. So in this one, we once again have our data frame. Some rows have missing values in the name column. So remove these rows. All right. So once again, without knowing the method, I could have guessed all day and not get it. So I had to read the documentation. And in the documentation, I learned that, let's see, what should we call this? Data frame, no missing, I don't know, whatever. I learned that the method name is drop NA. So once again, this takes a parameter, but I don't know what happens if we don't include a parameter. So let's find out. Because remember, you're allowed to mess around and see what happens if you don't play by the rules, because you're not going to upset the computer and no one's going to get in trouble and nothing's going to break. The internet's not going to go down because oh, that was accepted. I thought we had to use a parameter. I thought we had to use that subset parameter again. Well, let's submit it then and see what happens. Okay, so that wasn't. Okay, so why did one. I must not have read the. Why did it take out two things? That's weird. Did I not read the requirements properly? I have a tendency to not read the requirements properly. And then, so I'm looking just in the name column. Maybe, oh, okay. So this is what went south. I'm supposed to remove only when there's nulls in the name column, but there's a null in the age. And because I said drop everything that has a null, it took this one out too. So yeah, this needs that subset parameter again. So subset, that's not right. We use our brackets because in Python, brackets are a list. And this is a list of the columns we want to mess with. So let's run this locally to pass the test. And it was, and then let's submit it. And now that we're specifying the name column, we should be okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. We were correct, but I really wish we were, the fastest or the bestest or the most performant, as we like to say. All right. So yeah, easy problems once you know the method names. Without knowing the method names, it's kind of a challenge. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Check back with me in a few days and I'll put another video up.